All right, so this is Michael Corgan interviewing Mary Ogle about the Angelina Alexandra interview. Um, so my first question for you is, so what did you think about the interview?
I thought the interview was vague and extremely hard to follow. Even though the interviewer prompted her with questions, it seemed that she trailed off on random tangents, not providing accurate information. Just little tidbits here and there would touch on maybe the subject matter of the question. Otherwise, it was kind of just babbling and reminiscing about insignificant memories, basically, in my opinion.
Well, do you think this is a good example of oral history?
I think that if she followed along with the questioning, maybe it would be a better example of oral history. Right now, it just, the way it read, it came across as she was just remembering, her sisters and her growing up, and it wasn't anything factual provided along the lines of what the questions asked. So maybe it's a better example of like a personal history along the lines of reminiscing, guided by questions that trigger certain memories, but no specific information provided towards specific questioning.
So what did you think about the constant repetition or the interviewer having to keep asking questions to kind of keep things going?
I felt that the interviewer was challenged by the fact that he would prompt her with a question about a specific time period or a specific era, location, job, and she would ramble off on a tangent that had nothing to do with the specified question, and then he would repeat the question when she paused or stopped, maybe the second time getting just a tiny bit of information. But I feel like it made the interview hard to follow because we kept bouncing back and forth as you would read between the question, you were looking for an answer in the response, and then you'd get prompted with the same question again. So,
Do you have any strategies for dealing with that when you're doing your own personal interviews?
hopefully I don't have to deal with that, but I guess it's a challenge that could come up because, we are dealing with the elderly, and sometimes if they remember something and they're just like so happy to tell you about it, they'll babble on about it and you lose track of your initial question. But hopefully I can try to stay on track and maybe go off of what the interviewer used by somehow nudging in the same question to try to produce more and more the kind of response that you're looking for with the subject matter. So hopefully I don't have to be challenged with that, but you never know.
Um, so I guess to wrap things up, do you want to add anything else about the interview that you found interesting or that needs to be talked about?
Um, Not at this present moment. Like I said, I found the interview kind of hard to get through. It just didn't really seem to provide a lot of information. It did, but it didn't. Towards the end of the interview, it seemed like her random tangents became fewer and far between, but by then, I was frazzled trying to follow along with wherever it was going to begin with, so that's about it.
All right.